Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of the Digital Marketing Health Check for your school. Today we are covering Facebook advertising, okay? And if you haven't joined the Facebook group already, it's Marketing Mastery for Schools. We'd love to have you in the group. So we are working through a 60-point checklist. Today we are going to be covering your Facebook advertising specifically. But if you'd like to download that checklist, you can download it at the link below. Okay, so the first thing I want to mention before we get into all the points about our Facebook advertising is access to your Facebook Ads Manager. Okay, so this may sound obvious that if you are doing Facebook ads that you would have access to your Ads Manager. But there is an industry trend where these bulk agencies that do mass amounts of Facebook advertising are actually telling our clients that well, you pay us X amount every month, but we'll run the ads for you and give you a report. And there's actually no accountability in terms of access to an ads account. So this is really detrimental for schools for a few reasons. The first reason is actually really important and you don't realize, but you are giving away your pixel data if you are giving the agency access to your ads manager. And you don't have access. So anyone that you give access to, your ads manager can use your pixel data. So the best practice would be for you to set up your Facebook ads account in Business Manager and to create them as a user, and then you can actually grant them access to different levels of your data. So you can give them access to your pixels or your ad account, your ads manager, or both of them, and then you can actually revoke that access once they are finished with your advertising account. Another big reason is that Facebook actually builds a history on your Facebook advertising. So if you've had one sucky ad after the next, guess what? Your next ad is your next ad is also gonna bottom out as well. Okay, so you really want any work to be done in your Facebook ad account so that it's building a history for you and it's using your pixel, and that you can ensure that that pixel is not being shared with any other ad accounts and used for their benefit. And another obvious reason is that you want accountability in terms of if they say they're going to spend $500 on your Facebook advertising, that they actually spent that $500. Okay, well, the first thing that you need for successful Facebook advertising is to have the pixel on your website, the Facebook pixel installed on your website. So there is a little bit of code that is provided to you by Facebook when you set it up, and that needs to be on every single page of your website so that it can kind of feed information back to Facebook. Okay. The next thing that you'll want to have is conversions set up. Okay, so a lot of schools marketers say, oh, we had a fantastic Facebook ad. We had 300 link clicks in it, only $1 per click or 50 cents per click. And that's great, but the only way that you're really going to know what result you got is to have conversions set up, okay? And to set up conversions, you will need to have a unique URL where people are sent to once they take the action that you want them to take. So say, for example, it's booking a tour or, registering for an open morning. You'll want to then redirect them once they take that step to a unique thank you page, and then set that up in your ads manager as a conversion. Okay. The next thing that we'll want to do is to actually optimize for conversions. And so a lot of these Facebook ads that I'm seeing or that I'm auditing for clients are actually link click ads or engagement ads where they say, great, we had 300 link clicks, our ad did fantastically, and they have no data beyond that. Well, surprise, surprise, Facebook is actually great at sending non-valuable traffic through to your website, getting you lots of clicks, but no actual result for your money. And the only way to really move away from that and to start reaching high quality audiences that are likely to be really interested in your college is to create ads where you optimize for conversions. Okay, that means that Facebook will now start to work out, okay, which audience is responding well to your ad. It will work with the pixel and the conversion page that you set up, and it'll put that data together and say, okay, we need to reach this audience, and that and this is the ideal cost per click that we'll be targeting for. Okay. The way to optimize for conversions is the first step when you're setting up your ad. You'll have to choose a campaign type, and you'll have different options like video views, engagement, clicks through, or so I think it's called website traffic, clicks to website, and then you'll also have conversions. So set up the conversions campaign, and you'll have to choose the conversion action that you are optimizing for. I hope that makes sense for you. The next thing that you'll need for your Facebook advertising is to take a layered approach. This is something that I see so often, is that a school will have an open morning coming up, and then they'll say, okay, well, we have a month to go. Let's target everyone in our local area. It can be the right age group, females, and let's advertise our open morning. And they may have a fantastic video, or a landing page to register for the open morning, and that will be the end of their campaign. Okay, so that's actually a very expensive way to advertise on Facebook, because you're essentially talking to a really cold audience that hasn't really heard about your school before, and telling them to take a really committed action and actually come and spend a morning with you for your open morning. And so you're not going to get a really great cut through with that. So I've done a really detailed post on this before on my blog and in the marketing group. If you want to go look at that, where I explain how to take a layered approach to your advertising, and to have ads where, if you had to speak in marketing terms, top of funnel ads, middle of funnel ads, and then bottom of funnel ads. Okay, so have a look at that post if you want more information on that, but I always recommend that you layer your approach in your Facebook advertising. And building on that is the next point of building audience buckets. Okay, so for the top of funnel ads, you'll be targeting a cold audience, but then you can retarget people that are engaging with your ads, and you can retarget them based on if they watched your video, if they clicked through to your website, if they're on your email list, if they're engaging with content on your Facebook page. And then you can retarget them to take actions like book an open morning or a school tour, or something like that. Okay, so you should continuously be building audience buckets, and bear that in mind whenever you are posting to Facebook. So a lot of schools treat their website and their Facebook page as a communication tool to parents, but my approach is to use it as a marketing tool for enrollments, and to have separate communication channels for your actual parents, such as groups and separate parent portal websites. Okay. Right, the last point when it comes to your Facebook advertising is to split test your advertising. And this is another thing that I see, is that schools will have one ad that they test, and they may even test it with different audiences. But best practice in Facebook to get the best results is that you need to actually split test the creative and the copy that you are using and the call to action, and kind of see, well, what angle works with my audience, what really speaks to the heart of my audience. So whenever you are creating an ad set, I would create 2 ads under your ad set and split test them each until they have about 5,000 impressions, and you can then choose a winner from those 2 ads, and Facebook will clearly show you which one is working better. Okay, so even if you think you have a fantastic ad, duplicate it and choose another image and just see, does that work a little bit better. Okay, so I hope that helps with your Facebook advertising. Remember to download the 60-point checklist at the link below, and to join the marketing group, Marketing Mastery for Schools, on Facebook. Okay, so on the checklist, you'll have all these questions that you can work through. I have, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 questions for your Facebook advertising. It's perfect if you're planning your digital marketing for next year, because if you are missing one of these steps, you have a great to-do list for your teen digital marketing strategy. Okay, thanks for joining me.